Hey guys, it's Nihongo Johnny and welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Johnny and I talk about all things paranormal and Japan. Because it seems like you guys really enjoyed the last video, I thought I'd do another 5 terrifying places in Japan. So I hope you guys enjoy this one just as much. The Devil's House. Located in Hokkaido is a Western-style house called the Devil's House. Rumor has it that black magic was performed by a cult in this very building, and it is believed to be taken over by the devil himself. Now, even though the ruins are completely abandoned, the house is eerily clean aside from a few minor things that have been broken. It looks almost as if the house can still easily be lived in. This also begs the question, why is the house located in the middle of a mountain in Japan? Mostly farmers live in this area, and most other Western-style houses have quite a different feel to them. This is definitely a mysterious place. Further rumors tell of a chair at the entrance of the house. Nowadays, it's pretty broken, but it is said that the chair has the mark of the devil imprinted on it, and if you try to sit in it, you will be cursed for the rest of your life. If you look through the window of the building, you will see a spiral staircase. And sometimes you just might see the spirit of a woman walking down the stairs, or maybe even on the other side of the window looking directly back at you. Upon entering this building, the sound of a child can be heard from the second floor. It may have an eerie laugh, or even move things around up there. However, you must never go to the second floor to check it out. Apparently, if you go up to the second floor, you die an untimely death. There was something I found really strange. According to one person who went there to investigate, they said that they found a bunch of erotic books everywhere. And this is a really weird thing to find in an abandoned place. So I kind of wonder if it was left there when this house was abandoned, or did people come in afterwards and leave them there? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll get on to our next place. The Yui Grand Hotel. Located in Chiba Prefecture, the Yui Grand Hotel, also known as the Hotel with Living Fish to the locals, was originally a love hotel, but after a fair amount of management issues, they made it into a Japanese-style restaurant. The restaurant, however, did not do too well, and they ended up turning it back into a hotel. Eventually, this place would go out of business altogether. The hotel took on the name the Hotel with Living Fish because the sign from the restaurant still remained there after becoming a hotel again. This place was known as a haunted location for a while. However, it became notorious all over the country when the news did a segment about a gruesome crime that happened there. On December 22nd, 2004, a young girl was abducted by 5 men. It said that these 5 men were on their way home from a robbery when this girl saw their faces. They ended up kidnapping her and taking her to the hotel. It was there that they brutally murdered her and stuffed her body in a refrigerator. The 5 men were caught, however, since 3 of them were underage, the amount of information that was allowed to be reported was severely limited. And sadly enough, it's believed that this poor girl's soul still remains there today. Since this incident, this hotel has been the focus of attention nationwide. There's another report of a man and woman who stayed there overnight, and they ended up getting in a really big fight and breaking up. The man ended up stabbing the woman to death and just leaving her body there. So this brought a little bit more negative attention to the hotel. And ever since then, there's been multiple suicides at that hotel as well. So the hotel got a really dark history really fast. The hotel management, not being able to take it anymore, officially closed down. You can no longer stay at this hotel and you're not supposed to go inside. However, it has become a popular place for paranormal TV shows. One girl on the internet wrote about her experience going to this hotel after it was abandoned. And she said she went with a group of her friends. It was a group of guys and she was the only girl. And she felt really scared going inside. Once they went inside, her friends went deeper and deeper into the hotel. However, she stayed at the beginning. She felt like she did not want to move and she did not want to go any deeper into the hotel. But all of a sudden, she heard a young girl's voice from behind her and no one was there. So she ended up running home as fast as she could. And once she got home, she told her parents everything that happened. Strangely enough, they didn't seem surprised at all. They just said she shouldn't have been going there that late at night. And they wanted to know who the girl was that walked home with her. And to this day, this girl does not know who her parents were talking about. Maybe it was the ghost, or maybe her parents were just trying to scare her. I guess we'll never know. Other people who went to investigate reported the air feeling very heavy, almost as if it was weighing them down to the point that they were paralyzed. And when they felt like there was someone behind them or somebody watching them from above, they just couldn't move. They were completely paralyzed, which is one of the most scary things that I could possibly imagine. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll get on to our next story. Shin-Ai Hospital. Located in Kumamoto, Shin-Ai Hospital is a famous ghost spot in Japan. According to rumors, the hospital was officially shut down because of the frequent deaths of the lonely elderly patients who were hospitalized. Whether these were suicides or unorthodox and undocumented practices by the doctors, we will never know. The hospital was closed around 1975, and it has yet to be officially locked up and closed off because the person who owns this land is still extorting the money from those who illegally enter it. The inside of the hospital is very dark during the day. It is also quite difficult to walk around because the floor is very damaged. There is a rumor that there is a morgue in the basement, but according to those who actually went there, they said that there aren't any visible stairs leading to any kind of basement. However, there is a room with a solid door in the back of the first floor. This may be the mortuary, and this place is often reported as being extremely cold. The second floor is much brighter than the first floor, but because it's been exposed to extreme weather, it's very run down. They say that if you go and visit the ruins of this hospital, you just might see some nurses in white coats, or maybe even an old man who might have been a patient. And here's the creepiest thing. Apparently, if you take anything home from the hospital, you receive a phone call later that week asking you to give it back. And this is really creepy because maybe it's somebody who's spying on them, but that would be very stalkerish, and it would be really hard to find someone's phone number. Or maybe it really is the spirits from the hospital calling to get their objects back. A group of people who went there to investigate said that they had camera issues. Apparently they never had this issue before, but when they checked their camera, all their files were messed up. They were in different places at different times. And once again, they never had that issue in the past. When they went to download it onto their computer, all the files were completely corrupted. So maybe it was just a camera malfunction, but they did not have this problem before, and they didn't seem to have it afterwards, so who knows what actually happened. I read one final story by an investigator who went there. They said that when they entered the place, there wasn't anyone or anything there. So they went upstairs to the second floor, and there was nothing on the stairs on their way up. But on their way back down, they found a doll just sitting there in the middle of the stairs. And it's like it appeared there on its own. And if that was me, if that was a doll there, I would be out of there in a second. Let me know if you guys have any theories of how that doll got there, or do you think someone was playing a trick on them? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll get on to our next story. The Rainbow Bridge. Located in Kanagawa, this bridge was built in 1985, and it is the tallest bridge in the entire prefecture, reaching 150 meters high, or roughly 400 feet. The bridge is built on an artificial lake. Sadly, this bridge has become a popular suicide spot for so many people who have tried to end their lives. There have been so many people, in fact, that the government erected a fence around the bridge. Despite their efforts, this doesn't seem to have stopped people from coming here to commit suicide. There's even a sign in the area that's written kind of strangely. It basically says that if you see something that's not normal on the lake or dam, please go contact the following numbers. There's a lot of white spaces left in the middle of these sentences, and whether or not this was done for a specific purpose, I don't know. The most famous phenomena that happens here is apparently there's a lady. It's actually more like the white shadow of a lady that floats up from the lake and ends up on the other side of the fence. And apparently she looks at you very menacingly, like she's angry at you. And you can even capture orbs all around the lake. Most of the activity that happens there seems pretty harmless, but there are people who have driven over the bridge and they said that it felt like someone was pulling on their hair, but nobody was there with them. And on top of that, people report having really bad headaches while they're on the bridge, and once they get to the other side, they're pretty much fine. Strangely enough, there are those who theorize that the water and the waves from the lake sort of act like a conductor and boost paranormal activity. And this isn't too far from what many Western ghost hunters believe. A lot of people say that water is a conductor for electricity, and it also sort of is a base to our consciousness. So this might be why there's so much weird activity going on when you link the suicides and the water around the lake all together. But once again, I'm not a ghost hunter by any means. I don't think I'm an expert. So if anyone knows exactly what's going on, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And we'll get on to our next story. Triple S. Triple S is one of Okinawa's most famous dangerous psychic spots. It's also training ground for Yuta, or Okinawan shamans. It is even said that there were those who lost their lives during psychic training. Okinawa has always had its own distinct set of religious beliefs. Buddhism was present, but it was never quite as influential as it was in the other parts of Japan and China. These shamans are said to have the ability to communicate with the spirit world and act as a medium between this world and the next. They perform traditional practices where they are involved in some sort of exorcism that drives away evil spirits 3 days after a person has died. Unlike shamans from other cultures, the Yuta did not make a conscious decision to become what they are. They acquired their abilities after being selected by divine spirits and surviving a serious illness or other life-threatening danger. In records from the 17th and 18th centuries in Okinawa, one can find cases where murders were attributed to Yuta curses. These shamans, from time to time, would be accused of summoning spirits to kill, often on behalf of someone who has hired them, or even to exact their own personal vendetta, similar to what happened during the Salem witch trials. Most people in Okinawa shy away from acknowledging the Yuta, and this might be because this is a primitive belief that most of us don't seem to believe in anymore. Apparently those who are brave enough to venture into it end up getting these horrible hallucinations, and they end up getting hospitalized for different kinds of mental disorders. There's also people who enter this place and end up with tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears that never goes away. And other people vomit uncontrollably and it doesn't stop for a long time after they leave this place. Therefore, it's more than just a ghost place for people to go and visit. Some go as far to say that this is a place of danger that people should never enter. Locals will tell you not to go into this place just for simple entertainment purposes. Not only do you have the paranormal to worry about, you also have a very dangerous environment. Apparently when it rains it becomes extremely slippery and easy to fall and get hurt. So you really don't want to risk your life in this place no matter what. But as always, let me know what you guys think. And I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 terrifying places in Japan. If you guys did like this video, don't forget to give it a nice big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week for another spooky video.